Good morning, guys and girls. I'm gonna get started here. We're gonna talk about connection. I really want to talk about that. I just went live on my personal page. Hey, guys. So we are going to talk about connection today. I think that's extremely important. Connection in our life, and it was something that we were talking about yesterday as we had our team meeting in Keller Williams up in the Longmont area in regards to culture and what our culture is like and creating culture and this and that, and really sometimes you guys can't see my eyes with these blue light glasses, and they help me too to see. Really, when you talk about culture, so much of culture is created with engagement. And engagement is really connection. And kind of with everything that's going on right now, sometimes it's challenging for us to feel connected. Sometimes it can be challenging for us to feel connected. And connection is so important. I want to start with this quote from Brene Brown. It says, pull it up, I define connection as the energy that exists between two people when they feel seen, heard, and valued, when they can give and receive without judgment, and when they derive sustenance and strength from the relationship. So that's just a great quote in regards to connection. And sometimes I think we feel or we forget how important connection is and having true connection with other individuals. With everything that's going on right now in our country, with people, maybe not spending the time that they did at their workplace, right? Sometimes we lose a little bit of that feeling. I don't think a little bit. Sometimes we lose a lot of that feeling of being connected to others. Sometimes it's hard to connect through a Zoom call. Sometimes it's hard to connect just on the phone. Sometimes it's being in the presence of and sharing stories and sharing life with other people. And one of the things that we have to be aware of, especially in this time, right? And I'm not saying this is for everybody. Maybe this just speaks to a few people. But we have to be aware of it, because that's one of the things that our soul longs for so much, is to be connected to others. To be seen, to be heard, to be valued. That's how we gain our strength. I love this other quote right here. It says, we seek fulfillment in our lives through heart connection with others. This is our soul's essence of joy, which spontaneously pulses through us, longing to share itself with another. So we do have that longing, we do have that inside of us to feel connected to, I feel our heavenly creator God. We have to have that connection. I feel with him, it's there in us to feel that. We want that, we desire that. And then to be connected, I think, to and to feel that way towards others. It's incredibly important. So one of the things that I want to encourage you, as we discuss this, as we talk about this, is to make sure that you are connecting. Make sure that you are connecting with other individuals. It's incredibly important. For me, being an extrovert, it's super important for me to have that connection. Introverted people as well too. Sometimes they like the I guess, I don't know if isolation is the right word, just a little bit more. For me, I don't like. I want people around. I want the energy. I want to communicate. I want to talk. I want to share stories. I want to hear what's going on. But either way, extrovert, introvert, whatever it be, our heart, we do long for that true connection. We do long to be able to be around and share our stories, share what's going on, share our difficulties, share our victories, share our struggles, whatever it may be. And we really need to be aware of that, because it can be incredibly challenging right now, guys. We can have a sense sometimes of, especially those of us that may not be working at this time, or are used to working in an office or working more in an office or an environment, and now we're kind of home, and this may not speak to everybody, and it feels pretty good at first. You're like, oh yeah, this is really cool, and I like this, and I can kind of do my own thing, and it's quiet or whatever it may be. But then after a little bit of time, we start to miss that. We start to miss that community. We miss that connection. We miss that energy, or those people that we used to see on a daily basis. Now we don't see that much. So one of the things that we really, I feel, have to be aware of is we have to purposely try to connect with other individuals, right? We have to purposely reach out. And that's one of the things that we were talking about in our office meeting at KW the other day, was about that, right? Because let's say if you're on a real estate team, a lot of times those teams still have the energy. They're still meeting every morning. They're getting together, whether they're meeting at the office or meeting somewhere else. And there's that for a lot of the really, really, really good teams, they're meeting every morning and they're kicking it off, and they got a bunch of people. But it's those independent agents, or if you're not an agent, this still benefits you as well, that don't have that don't have that, and sometimes feel isolated. And what happens is we forget sometimes that in our office we have about 115, 120 agents. We forget that not everybody's on a team. And you can always go, and you can always reach out, and you can always encourage one another. You can come up beside another individual during this time, and you guys can encourage each other. You guys can set up times to speak, set up times to meet, whatever it may be. But sometimes what happens is, guys, what keeps us from that connection is we also feel like we're going to be a burden towards others, right? We feel like, well, that person's busy, or we look on social media and they're like, gosh, they're really crushing it. They probably don't want to hear about, what's going on in my life, and I'm kind of struggling a little bit right now. I don't like this, and business is kind of slow. They're not going to want to hear, what I have to say, or it's going to be kind of, I'm sure they're fine. They got people they're communicating to. Listen, about 80%, I don't know, 75%, 80%, 90% of the time, that other person on the other end is actually longing for connection with another person in regards to business or help or sharing stories or encouragement or just accountability, whatever it may be. And that's one of the things I think that happens. And that's one of the things I think that the devil likes to do with us a little bit too, is like, no, I don't think I'm going to reach out. I think I'm just going to just not do it. So we really, really, guys, need to understand that. We need to understand how important connection is to others, right? True connections. We got to be careful of false connections, pseudo connections. That's where we run to other things that are not good in our life to then satisfy the true connection with God and with others that we desire, that we want, right? We can go to other things. We can go to drugs. We can go to pornography. We can go to all these different things in our life that are not true connection, and they're not going to satisfy. Thank you, Latanya. Community with one another. Latanya, that's what we were talking about the other day, because it's so crazy. I don't know if your real estate office, everything like that is open. Ours isn't as open. So there's not that much. We're not having the in-person team meetings yet. We're not doing all that stuff. And sometimes you can feel that isolation. And what we're trying to say is, listen, there's so many people out there that want to feel that connection too. And there's so many people out there, guys, that we can reach out to, and we can communicate to, and we can talk to, and we can encourage, and they can encourage us, and the accountability. I love this quote. It says, the most important things in life are the connections you make with others. The connections you make with others. Like I said, you need to be connected to God. There's that longing in that heart to be connected with Him. You need to be connected in your relationship with your spouse. That's one of the things that damage relationships so much, is when you're not connected, right? And there's that longing inside to be connected to your spouse, to be seen, to be heard, to be valued, to be loved, right? All those different things. The same thing with our kids, right? Our kids want to be connected to us. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to be valued. And they want to be able to share and tell us stuff. And that's one of the things that we really need to make sure as individuals, we work towards so much that we understand that, and we don't isolate, and we make an effort to reach out to others, to reach out and to build, like Latanya said, build that community with one another. It's so important. Guys, life is challenging. Life is hard, especially right now. It wasn't like it's before this, everything was perfect. That's not the case. But it seems like, and I'm not sure if I'm right here, it seems like when one area is doing incredibly well, there's another area that isn't, right? So it's not like everything is just flowing perfectly all the time, right? Your business, you may be crushing it off the charts, selling a lot of homes, showing a lot of homes, writing a lot of contracts. On your listing, you got multiple offers, but there's something in your heart where, gosh, you're so busy, you just don't feel good about something else in your life, right? Something else. Maybe because of that, you're staying up a little bit too late, and you're not being able to spend time with the kids, or not being able to spend connected to your spouse as much, or this and that. You know what I'm saying? There's always something, or health, or relationships, this and that. And that's where it's so important that we need to be connected to other individuals that we can communicate, we can share our burdens, we can share our hardships, we can share our victories, we can share all these stuff, and we allow those individuals to share that with us as well. It's incredibly important. So I don't want to go on too long, but I want to define connection one more time, because I love this quote from Brene Brown. It says, I define connection as the energy, right? We need energy in our life, guys. Life is hard. If you got kids, if you got to provide for the family, if you got managing a household, whatever it may be, energy is important, right? And if we're not connected, what happens when we're not connected? I know what happens to me. When I don't feel connected to individuals, I get so down, I get bummed out, I don't have the energy. It's not good. So connection is the energy that exists between people when they feel seen, heard, and valued. We all need to be seen, heard, and valued. Seen, heard, and valued. I don't know. If you look at kind of what's going on in our world, different things, I don't know. Seen, heard, and valued, maybe that's pretty important. Okay? When they can give and receive without judgment, right? Having that communication with another individual to share without judgment, to be able to share and encourage, without somebody just snapping back at you, right? And the relationships, that's incredibly important. It's crazy. And when they derive sustenance and strength from the relationship. So that strength, that sustenance, that stuff that we need in our life. We need that. We need that connection to get going. It's so important, guys. So my encouragement, and then I'm going to end here. I didn't really necessarily want to go on that long, but is understand the power of connection. And I want to encourage you, I really want to encourage you to reach out. Now I can't see, to really reach out to individuals, to understand that you need to be connected. It's going to be incredibly important. And you need to reach out and find those individuals that you can be connected to. And they can connect to you, and you guys can be encouraged and loving and all that together. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. If this video helped, if this makes any sense, and you're like, you know what? I think connection is important. I think Damon had some good things to say. I think this may be able to help somebody else. I don't know. Can you create like a watch party? Can you share this? Comment, like, heart, whatever it may be. If you feel that this video would help another individual, please do that. It would make me feel better. It makes me feel a little bit connected, which then gives me energy to do more of these videos. So thanks, guys. Have a good one. Bye.